Hi, everybody. This is Carly Wayne, and I'm back again to demonstrate the premium template that I have with xTiles. It's called StoryAtlas. Just for a little bit of background, I am an author. I write a cozy mystery series called the Crooked Cove Mysteries, and I also write paranormal adventure type movies. There's a new one coming out next year. But I'm always looking for a simple but reliable way to record all of my story information, especially when you're writing a series. There are lots of little details that you need to remember in order to make your stories authentic and keep your worlds, clear. So I've been for years using a combination of things like personal wikis and Notion, Eon Timeline, and Scrivener, along with I don't even know how many things to keep track of the details of my stories. And I was looking for something that was versatile and easy, not quite so complicated, that I could just go exactly where I needed to go to find information I was looking for about my story and to keep a permanent record of it. And a friend of mine in my writing group mentioned xTiles. So I looked into it and I found it was actually very well suited to my needs. And that's where this template came from. I'll show you after we go through this how I utilize it personally in my daily practice. But so this is Story Atlas. It's a comprehensive template for all of your story information. By the way, thank you for purchasing Story Atlas. If you haven't purchased it yet, maybe this video will convince you to go ahead and take that next step. So when you open Story Atlas, you will see your dashboard, and there are tiles here for um, basically a quick link to everything you might need. Up along the top here are the different pages and groups of pages that comprise the entire system, say comprise the entire system. On your dashboard, you have a section for your characters, a section for all of the different settings in your story, a section to access the details of your story and your plot. Because I do write cozy mysteries, I have to keep track of the actual mystery, the crime, and the investigation of it. I have a section here to keep track of your productivity and a section here for your story research. So we will go through these pages one by one. In the characters template, you have one page for each character. Each of these tiles you can fill in to help build your character and to remember what their motivations are. Um, all of the little quirks of their personalities and to keep track of their arc, either within that story or across an entire series of books. Um, just go to this page, you fill it out. When you're ready for your next character, if you click this drop down menu and click on the character template here, it will make a fresh blank copy of this page's template. While I'm in here, I will show you the master character list. And this is an xTile, it's called a collection, but I have, a table of all my characters' names. I have it separated by first name, last name, a quick description to remind me who they are. Um, this you could use for nationality, race, if they're a part of a specific group that you need to keep track of, you can put that here. If you are writing a series, you could put which books they appear in here. And if you're writing a series, I keep track here of whether or not this specific character is active in this particular book that I'm writing. I have a different template for each book, a different instance for each book in the series. Um, Once I'm done with this book and I can move this along to keep a running tab. So if I start another book, I start a new instance of the StoryAtlas template, and I can go here to the master records list drop down menu, copy to, and I can put a copy of it in my next story and just keep adding on to it from there so that I keep a list of everything that's going on in the entire series. Okay. If you move over to settings, there's a couple of different things to look at. If you go to the drop down, there's this is the setting for the actual world or the town or the region. This is big picture settings. So I keep one of those to talk about the actual town that they live in or the place where they are. Again, this is big picture. Here are links for the law enforcement, the fire department, the medical center, the schools. You know, you could put the post office on here or whatever is integral to know about your town. If you have more than one world or more than one town that operates differently in the same story, you'll need to come to the three dots here and duplicate it to start with a fresh, well, it'll just duplicate it. You'll have to rewrite it. But for small scale settings, like a restaurant or somebody's house or somebody's office or somebody's car, even, just for your small place settings, we have this template. And I like to put, if it's a building or a house, a floor plan of that house so that when I'm writing, I can make actions believable if they're moving from one room to another or from one space in that place to another. A nice image of it for inspiration. And you have different things you can fill out here. And because there's going to be a lot more of these than there are your actual world, if you click this, it will put a new blank copy of this place template in this page group. Okay. I'm here. If you filled out your public services, these are pretty much just blank for you to design and put whatever information you need to know. Moving over to the plotting category, here is a table of chapters and scenes. Right now, I just have it filled in with 2 scenes from my first novella, Marissa's Muse, to show you how to fill it out. The name is just the scene number and the title, I'm sorry, the chapter number and the scene number. So chapter 1, scene 1, the chapter title, the scene title, the point of view character, the setting, which will correspond with your settings over here, and just a quick description of what happens in that scene. Now, if you click here on the title name, you'll see these 2 arrows to expand that box. If you click it to expand, you have all your information here and just some quick questions that help you sketch out the scene if you're working on the scene plan. As of right now in xTiles, what you're going to need to do when you're ready to move on to your next scene is in this window, click on this and duplicate it to if you want to keep this scene card this way. If you don't care about this and you don't want to use it, that's fine. You can just add new things as we go down here and fill them out. But if you want to make a fresh copy, keeping this scene card or whatever scene card you want to design, you're going to need to duplicate it and go that way for now until things are improved in xTiles. But you have your table view, you have your Kanban board, so you can switch things, keep track of where you are with each scene. When you create a new scene over here, it's going to show up in the unsorted category, and then you can move it to wherever you need to on your board just to keep track of the status of the scenes you're working on. Also, in the plotting category, I have a place here for story beats. People use different story structures, whether you're using the Save the Cat or a three-act structure or the 27 chapters structure, the 3x3 that you can see all over YouTube. You can set that up here, and there will already be a link to it on the dashboard. That's why when you see these blank pages, it's because I wanted to create a link to those pages for you on the dashboard. If you're writing a mystery, these are pages that will help you plan your mystery and keep track of it. We've got the scene of the crime, your suspect list, the clues that you're planting throughout the story, along with the red herrings that you're throwing out there to try to keep people off the trail, both the reader and your detective or your sleuth. We've got murder method, which is always really good to research your method and keep track of it so that you can refer back to it when you're setting your clues and when your detective is discovering things and putting the clues together. And let's see, there was one more. Oh, a place for procedure and forensics. This helps keep the story true. Here are some links to help you research exactly how in real life crimes might be investigated. So you want to keep your notes over here to plan your investigation. A section for your research, and here you can add links to um, pages on the internet that are helpful in your research for your story, or just jot down things that you've learned that you want to make sure you include in your story, any kind of personal notes that you want here. I'm going to skip productivity and come back to it. This last tab is a vision board, just to inspire you. Anything that inspires you to help you get into the mood of your story. You can put images and songs and colors, whatever here to help you define the mood of your story. I put this here just as an example. You can embed a Spotify playlist of the music that inspires your story or that you just like to listen to while you write. If you want to get to it quickly, you would put it right here. Under productivity, I have this first page to, if you want to do your own timed sprints, there's a Pomodoro timer here. You can change this however you need to, change the time limits. If you like to write in 45-minute sprints with a 10-minute break in between and a 30-minute break for lunch, that's fine. You can make the changes there to the timers and just hit start and do your sprints. If you want to keep track of the sessions, what day you did it, how many minutes you wrote, how many words you wrote during that minute, and whether or not you reached your target for that session. There's something that will help you keep track of your actual writing time. We also have here task management, a list of tasks that you need to complete. I usually start with the publish date, and I like to do it here. So I start with my publish date. I put whatever date I want to finish my book, whatever project I'm working in here. And then if you come down here, let's see, come back up here. If you do slash task, publish date, just add your task. Here, add the date. Now that's going to appear on your calendar, your overall calendar. You can integrate this with Google Calendars as well. I'm just putting it on here in this table. It will add it to this calendar. But if you want to add it to your overall calendar that houses tasks over all of your different projects, you're going to do what I just showed you and add a task here inside the card. Once you start putting due dates on this, it will filter so that your newest or the most imminent task is at the top, and it will sort itself down to the task that's due furthest in the future. Right now it's just not sorted at all, but as you add dates here, it will sort into a date by time. By status is just a little Kanban board so you can see what tasks you have left to do and where you're at with those tasks. So that is it. We go back to the dashboard, and now you see what each of these links mean. It'll take me straight to wherever I want to go. Very quick and very easy. Now, xTiles is a relatively new platform. They are making upgrades and updates, every month. So one thing that I do suggest you do, if you have not subscribed to my newsletter, come to, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Over here on the instructions page, here, join my newsletter so that you can be notified whenever I will be updating this template as new things become available and new options in xTiles. I already have in my head several things that I want to put on here, and I will as soon as that functionality comes available. So I want to thank you all very much for listening to me ramble for the past several minutes. And again, if you have not yet purchased Story Atlas, please do. I think once you play around with it and get used to it, you're going to find that it is very simple, very intuitive, and very helpful to keep track of your stories. So thanks for listening, and you all have a great day.